Welcome one and all, this is Michael from NXGamer. No, not Kratos on screen, but the voice in your head. Now you may be asking, why am I here asking you for money? Well, allow me to explain what has been a difficult path to take. This video and request has been an argument I've had with myself for the last 2 years on and off. I created my channel and website to deliver something new, unique and honest, informative and entertaining, insightful but in-depth, something that is very hard to find. Simply put, the kind of shows, reviews and articles I would want to read or view myself. I find this honest approach is always best, not only in life, but from an artistic and creative sense. Now by doing this, all that you make is true to your aim and it makes consistency easier. Well, almost. But just after 3 years of hard work, this has been a side project for me, being a long-serving hardware and software engineer for the past 15 years or so. I've always been a keen and dedicated advocate of technology. I've always worked as a fully qualified Cisco network server and software engineer across vast infrastructure and security programs. I've managed large teams, delivering all kinds of projects, created, improved, patched and rescued hardware platforms, data centers and software applications with my own coding skills. As cack-handed as they may have been at the time, or at least sometimes, I've covered some transformative projects and continue to do just that. Within corporate environments across e-commerce, financial and retail in both the public and private sector. But along with my family, a big passion for me has always been technology and computing, something I grew up with. My first Commodore Amiga was where my enthusiasm for coding began to take shape. C64 BASIC was the catalyst, I suppose. 68,000 assembly is not for the faint of heart, and back in the late 80s as a kid, you had no access to source material, help guides or Google. It was sink or swim, a lesson I have taken throughout my entire life. I have used that to drive, learn and expand my knowledge, making early and mostly poor Amiga demos popular in the scene of the time. Small projects from programming simple games, creating more challenging technology and beyond has always been something that I have done, and a channel to cover and share some of that felt natural at the time. Now what I create is not the everyday, and I'm aware it can still be very niche, hard to follow at times, but my aim is and always has been simple: to explain, demystify and appreciate hardware and the skill, work and talent that goes into these games, programming, animation, hardware manufacture and much more. A fact that I have experienced firsthand is not that common. I rarely get access to direct developer information, so what I analyse is all done from my own knowledge, observation, tests and analysis. Something that I have had sufficient praise and reassurance from many professional teams involved to know that what I am doing at least is right most of the time. But I always say every day is a school day, and I have always done this for free. My time, money and resource have been poured into areas and coverage of games, hardware and multiple PC builds. I will buy all games across platform, with only a select few review copies having been provided, and even then they are normally single platform. I purchase all my own hardware, from computers, consoles, capture cards, TVs, mics, cameras, even the website domain purchase and hosting, even writing that domain and creating it myself. YouTube revenue is very, very low and I earn next to nothing. Trust me when I say I am still in the negative on any investment here, and as you may know, this has only gotten worse of late. But this was never about making a fortune, something compounded by the fact that many companies like Activision, Nintendo amongst others can claim your videos, making it even harder to share them and impossible to make money back, and also limit some of the coverage that I can make on games due to this reason. I also programmed my own bespoke performance analysis tool that captures console and PC frame rates with VSync settings with near 100% accuracy, all written within Visual Studio using C++, and recently upgraded to use GPU resource, now which makes my analysis much faster than CPU loaded alone. Some may say a given, coming from the fact a GPU is creating most of the entire image each time, even faster than I can analyse it, but I will cover this in more depth if people want me to go into that kind of side. I have added to this with input latency tests that I'll also be explaining later, that now include PC and console, to dive even deeper into game creation and vital ingredients within this interactive medium of ours. I have ideas for much more. I also cover technology in the games, from the resolution, platforms, art, effects, AA, animation and the list goes on and on. Again, this is a very rare thing and easy to get wrong, offering up PC build and upgrade tips and insights, console upgrades, SSD tests, controller tests, in-depth historic retro articles on big and small games alike, Switch Xbox One backwards compatibility, Pro modes, boost modes, and soon to follow Scorpio past, present and future. What I'm trying to say is I cover as much as I can at the moment, but all this has been tough. Getting publishers recognise my work and gain greater access is harder still. Developers themselves rarely have the final say on what they can and cannot share. Widening coverage so that more viewers watch my work and read my articles is vital for me to improve this and become recognised, to access and influence it further still. To share and appreciate the talent that is within the industry, along with keeping them honest and delivering facts, all takes more time and money than I can commit alone. So now I ask that you, my incredibly appreciated and wonderful audience, help me to grow, expand and improve all of this with your help as I launch my own Patreon page on the back of over 21,000 of you that have supported me thus far, and many, many more that have watched or have read my work thus far. From my in-depth technical analysis, sometimes just from release preview footage, retro coverage, hardware reviews and tests, developer interviews, head-to-heads, TV guides and setups and more, I need your help to continue and push this on to the next level. That's obligatory game-related pun there. Now, many in this industry that report are not completely honest or direct with information, many due to the overheads I just mentioned. Pleasing your paymaster, creating a storm, it can make it very hard to pick out the facts from the fudge at times. Being sponsored by companies supplying equipment in exchange for certain things, this is a sad reality of life, and it's not just within this industry. Something I will not and have never done. I will always be factual, reliable and primarily honest to myself, the content and you, the audience. Something I hope I have done enough and proved over the past few years to clearly demonstrate. I keep you informed, enlightened and entertained, but always allow you to decide from the facts presented. With your help, no matter what you can afford, I will continue that trend with more of what works, less of what does not, and to delve even deeper into all areas of technology and video games, and maybe even beyond. Now, this is not the end of my changes here, merely the start, and I will try to give back more with direct feed high quality videos as possible from my site, extra content, more coverage of TV or hardware analysis, and take your feedback on board to progress further. So, if you want more frame rate analysis, technical deep dives, a far more exhaustive PC components and hardware review and testing, retrospective analysis, direct unfiltered developer tech interviews, and more consistent and biased content, then please help me by supporting the channel and site. I appreciate all that can and will still make free content for all. That has always been my aim, along with regular updates and input for those that can help, whilst also giving them a say in how things move forward. I thank you all for watching, supporting and helping me expand even further. So please, if you can afford to and want to, please visit the link below or on screen to my Patreon page where you can support the channel and my work. Please follow me on Twitter where you can leave your feedback and speak to me directly and cut out the middleman effectively if you have anything direct to ask me. I hope I will see you soon and of course on the next one.